3 types of custody that you can get on a child that is not yours.
Okay.
So there's fostering, there's guardianship, and there's adoption.
Okay.
So adoption tops it all. And what makes adoption different from guardianship and fostering
When you
is the
say
permanence
you mean
element.
guardianship, like guardian?
Legal guardianship,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
When you apply legally for the guardianship of a child that is
Okay.
not yours. Yeah.
Mm.
So the difference is that adoption
I'm sorry, I have
is
to interject again.
final.
It means that you're not saying this child is my child by
Yes.
guardianship. You're just saying I want to take sole responsibility of this.
Parental rights and
okay.
obligations on that child for the time being.
But the person doesn't have
So
to
there's an
change your
element of
names.
temporary. It's not permanent.
Okay.
For adoption, is the termination of all rights, parental rights and obligations of the natural parent, then transferring it to the adoptive parent. So even at the death of the adoptive parent, it doesn't sever the adoption process. It doesn't bring it to an end. It's permanent. So I hear a lot of people come to me to say, I want to adopt my friend's child. I want to adopt my stepdaughter. I want to adopt my niece.
What would be the right word at that in that instance? You just
In
mentioned?
most cases, no, the intention, yes, is clear. They want to adopt, but adoption can be very complex and can be time consuming, mentally draining, financially draining. So in most cases, what people actually want to do is guardianship, not adoption.
Okay.
But they just think, oh, adoption is not saved a la carte. You can't just grab adoption because you are terminating the rights of natural parents forever. And in most cases, is irrevocable. So once you've been granted the adoption order, you are even expected to change the birth certificate to reflect the new adoptive parent. So it's not something that is easy. So when people complain to me that the process can be time consuming and all of that, and I say to them, it's a global phenomenon. Anywhere in the world, adoption is complex and
the
time
peculiarity in
consuming.
Nigeria.
Yes, the Nigerian factor. Because of the permanence involved. And of course, even as a natural parent, how long does it take to conceive a child and bring a child to the world?
Takes a while.
It takes a minimum of 9 months.
Yeah.
Right? Minimum.
That's when you've conceived.
So that's even the natural conception. So if you are now taking a child that's not yours and want to, you want the rights and natural rights and all of that transferred to you, I think it's worth waiting for.
You talked about the Nigerian factor. Can you expatiate more on that Nigerian
No.
factor?
I don't mean there's anything peculiar. It's not different from anywhere in the world. But of course, you know that because we're in a Nigerian setting,
Which
it might
is
take longer because we
Okay.
are not, the system is not that efficient. That's
Okay.
all. It's not like there's anything different. I think I should even start with who can adopt. Right?
Sure.
So married couples can adopt, and each of them can adopt independent of the other.
How is that?
So if I'm married to you, we can jointly adopt a child. But in some cases, one of the spouses might not want to be to be an adoptive parent. You
Okay.
can't compel them to.
Okay.
However, the other spouse can apply and can be granted, but you need the consent of your spouse.
Okay.
But on paper, he or she won't
It's not a
be.
party to it,
Yes,
but he can just.
because part of the implications of adoption is that the child becomes yours for life. You have to cater to the child. You can will your property to the child. The child now assumes the natural rights of your biological children.
But isn't
So
that a
there
little
can be discrimination.
risky? Because if my spouse says they don't want to participate, they don't want to,
No, not participate, but they do want to be the adoptive parent.
doesn't it affect the child? Because I'm thinking about the drama that might happen.
Not
Because even if I
necessarily.
even if I put my signature on paper, it doesn't mean I'm
No.
emotionally attached to the child.
No, I can be emotionally attached to a child that my husband adopts. But I might not want to.
It's just
be
like
the
coming in as a
adopted-
stepmother or
Yes.
stepfather. Or when they
I
break
can
up, the woman
foster
can say,
the
"This is my
child. I can foster the child for my husband, but you can't compel me to become a parent to that child. Don't forget the element of permanence. You become liable for that child as the
Okay.
parent, right? But for fostering and guardianship, it's a bit temporal. It's temporal, so that's the problem. So
The process,
So
okay.
yes, so the process. So as joint parents, as joint couples, yes, you can, and as then singles too can
Yeah, I was
adopt.
going there. What's the
Wow.
process for singles?
You
Maybe I
have-
want to adopt.
Yes, you have to be
Yeah, we
minimum.
need to have money.
There's money, my dear, please.
You have to be minimum 35 years of
Okay.
age.
Ah, we have no wish.
Now, for even married couples that want to adopt, the fact is that you have to be 21 years older than the child you intend to adopt.
Okay,
Wow.
And you have to be the minimum of 25 years of age.
of course.
And be 21 years older.
Yes. So
Okay.
after you satisfy the fact that you're already 25,
Mm.
so for any child you want to adopt, there has to be 21 years between you.
So child has to be like 3 to 4
That's not
years.
definite. It has to be 21 and over.
Yes.
Not below.
Not
Okay.
below.
Okay.
Then for Lagos, it is not a requirement, but for other states, it's a requirement that as a single parent, as a single who wants to adopt, you cannot adopt a child who's of the opposite gender.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
It has to be your gender.
Say that
this
again,
is-
please.
So if you're a single
Mm-hmm.
who wants to adopt, you can't adopt a child who is of the opposite sex.
It means Elsie cannot adopt
Adopt
a
a
boy.
boy.
But I
Yeah.
can adopt a girl.
Girl. Okay.
Yes, this is for one think it's to limit abuse. Some people can adopt the opposite sex
And
and
say,
start
"It's my
grooming
husband."
them
Mm.
for,
But we know things have changed
inappropriate
now.
things.
I mean, we can't really bank on that.
Well, but
'cause-
in Lagos State is not a requirement.
okay.
So when you go for the pre-approval session, you go through a parental therapy, like counseling.
Like psych
Session.
evaluation.
Yes,
Okay.
they have to evaluate you if truly you want to go on
You have
this
the capacity.
journey. Yes, and it's just not the financial journey, capacity, the emotional journey, the emotional capacity. You have to be mentally ready to take up another person's child for the rest of your life.
I
You
hear
can't
that.
stop being a parent of that child.
I hear that they deliberately try to rattle you there.
Yes, because so it means that if you go through the process up until the end, then it actually shows you have the tenacity to actually parent that child. So a lot of people pull out. It's not like it's very complex and all that, but it's time consuming. You have a lot of paperwork.
So all those things
And
are
a lot
just
of
trying
go
times
action.
intentionally for you to just
I wouldn't say intentionally, but it's part of the process. It's not a la carte, right?
Power is not served a la carte.
what about